I'll go ahead and start. Is that fine? Looking back at the video from Saturday night, I hate losing like we all do, but man, I was excited about the way our team competed and fought for 4 quarters. I thought there were a number of things that we went and executed in the game plan on how we were trying to play the game in all 3 phases being complementary. Again, look back and evaluate or second guess a number of things throughout the game. Defensively, it starts to me that we gave up 1 drive, and I think it was a 3-play drive. They scored. The other 2 times were off a bad punt, and then a decision I made on 4th and 2, a yard and a half to 2 yards to go for it, and we didn't execute and get it. So, defensively, short field twice, and then 1 drive, and then we couldn't get off the field at the end. We're getting pushed around up front in the box in the front 7, and weren't able to get off blocks and make a play there. They wore us down a little bit. And then offensively, I think there's still times that man, we can, if we'll just take what they're going to give us, we can execute at a pretty high level. We got a number of guys that are stepping up. You look at Malachi Singleton, Malachi Thomas, Antonio Harris, the job that they did. I thought we caught the ball better and over the course of the game. And then I thought offensive line-wise, to be able to run the ball with some efficiency, that was really key to going into the game. And I thought our kids did a really good job of competing. Didn't have any noise or false start issues with a crowd of 110,000, which was really good to see. Great poise, and again, we came up short, but also had a lot of fun coaching that group for 4 quarters the other night. And we were in an environment that our guys embraced it and they attacked it, and we came up short, unfortunately. So on to the next opportunity that we have. I think the challenge, your mind and your belief is stronger than anything else. When you're in a situation like we are, you can either look at setback or obstacles, or you can look at find a way to put a plan together and have solutions. So we're leaning towards that area, and I know we'll have a great week of preparation. Our guys will be excited to play at home against what I think is one of the top playing teams right now in college football. And I think Coach Day, certainly have a lot of respect for him and all the work that he has done, the teams that he's built, the way that they play. They've got terrific coaches. They've got outstanding players, and what a great opportunity for us to go play against a great opponent in our stadium, and our team will be excited to go play.
I asked the coordinators this, but just the belief in special teams to win games for you. I think the last 2 weeks they put you in position to maybe go out and win a game. Why the emphasis on special teams, and is that something as you became a head coach early that over time you realized there's more importance there and we've got to practice more on special teams?
Yeah, when you look at it, I think Coach Shivas does a terrific job on instilling belief in our team on the fundamentals of how you're supposed to play in that phase of the game. You look at the number of plays that are played, impactful, the field position, yardage with each punt or with each kickoff or kickoff return or punt return, how impactful that is. And when you can get a team that embraces that, which we're starting to finally move that direction, what an equalizer it can be. And our margin of error is 0. And I've said for a long time that we need to win the turnover margin, we need to win the average starting field position, and we need to win in special teams. And I think the last couple of weeks, that part of it has really shown to be truthful. So you also look at Charles Correa as a starting linebacker. He's also starter on punt, he's starter on kickoff coverage, and he's a starter on kickoff return. You could say the same thing for Manny Powell. You could say the same thing for Alex Sanford, the number of snaps he's playing. But then also you look at Antonio Harris started on punt for us the other night. He also started on kickoff coverage and was a starting running back. And then Malachi Thomas is the off returner. It goes on and on and on. And we got a couple guys that have stepped up. Jackson Ott got his finger on a punt the other night, which affected the punter. And then Winston Berglund had a big-time play. And those fundamentals that showed up on Saturday night and how we made those plays are exactly what we've trained from the first time we had a chance to walk through special teams in February. And that will continue to, we'll create that it becomes a big-time advantage for our organization. And, I think we're starting to see some of those things come true. I think Mike Jack did a really good job in the return game. We were about a half a block away from really breaking one on a kickoff return, which is good to see. Corey Smith is playing some at receiver, but also he's starting at left tackle and kickoff return and is doing an outstanding job. So there's a number of those guys that understand, if you're a starter on kickoff coverage, on kickoff return, on punt return, and on punt, you're going to play over 30 snaps a game. And how important that is that we continue to make that part of our DNA on how important it is that it can be an X factor for us.
Remember going back to the Notre Dame week, you were kind of just getting used to the concept of the shillelagh or whatever. Has anybody talked to you about the recent history in this series and how Purdue's been more of a nuisance than a lot of Big Ten teams have?
Well,
Ohio State, and does that?
Every Sunday I get an email, kind of a breakdown from Adam on the importance of, what goes into the rivalry of this game or a conference game. I'm thankful for that because you jump into a job in a different conference. And obviously, because you've been in college athletics a number of years on, the easy ones to look at, the easy rival, the Indiana game and the Illinois game and all those. But Cuff does a really good job on giving me information on providing the history. And then it's our job to continue to work to those things, teach our team. And, it's such a big game for a number of reasons. And then historically you go back and you look at some of the successes that Purdue has had in this game, and you want it to be used as many ways as you can for your program.
You've prioritized winning as many games as possible for this team since the day you got here. You've also got a responsibility to the long-term program to develop. Does the math on how that works change later in the season or later in this season for you?
Well, I look at this point, in the message, some of the messaging this morning for our team was, what we have gone through, good and bad, only creates this next opportunity. And, that I've never, ever, to any team talked about have to get X number of wins. Okay. We want to win them all. But also we've talked about the process of what that looks like. The process, if you do all these things right, then you have a chance once you get in the arena to go try to play winning football, and then you've got to execute. We've got to call a great game and all those things. But I don't know that it's changed the messaging that I've given to our team. We certainly know we've got 3 games left, and what great opportunities all 3 will be if we'll go create those for us on how we get ready to go play.
I guess just the math of how much you're playing younger guys. Do you start to mix them in more?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't understand the question. Obviously, like Vinaz Cobb played really well the other night. We've got some injuries at some spots, but also Vinaz has worked really hard into the role, and I thought he played good. The 12 snaps that he was in on defense, he was solid. He looked fast, looked confident. I think he's got a chance of being a really good player for us in the future. But it doesn't, however many guys we can get to go play winning ball, we're going to go play them. And really at this point, it doesn't matter. Like Jackson Odd, he starts on kickoff coverage for us. He's a freshman. And Coach Shiva said this morning, you're not a freshman anymore. At this point in the year, we've all had a number of reps. It's who can help us try to go play winning football.
Coach, just your thoughts on playing the number 1 team in the nation.
Well, I think, I've got a lot of respect for Coach Day, as I mentioned. I think they have great players. They've got a great scheme. The more time that you would spend on their 8-0, they're undefeated, they've got all the different things, the numbers by their school, and rankings and all those things. That's to me, respectfully, that's wasted time. I think you try to look for advantages for your team. I'll say it, I've got a lot of respect for how they play the game and the players that they have and the coaches that they have, but it's about, how good can we get this week to try to go execute the game plan. And if we worry about, the colors of their uniform or the ranking, then that's wasted energy, in my opinion.
Do you remember, I remember you guys played Ohio State, I think, as a player you did. You remember that at all, in that Andy Katzenmoyer?
Played them in 97. We played them
97 and 98.
In Columbia, and then 98 we played them in Columbus. So I remember both of them well.
Coach, Just Denial Morissette, is there any update on him, and is there any thought just to shutting him down and maybe getting a medical red shirt?
Yeah, I think, he practiced to a point last week. I thought we were really close, and then, the volume of work, he wasn't quite cleared for activity for game day. He had a good practice this morning, so I think we'll see how the week goes. I would sure like, because I think he can help us if we can, manage the body of work this week to be able to get him on the field and go play, because I think he's got some skills that could sure help us.
Has Devin Mockaby played his last game as a Boilermaker?
I wanted to address that, and it's never the right time, but talked with Devin after practice today, and unfortunately, Friday he had a procedure. We were hoping that we would get a little bit better news after that they did that procedure on his ankle, but unfortunately the injury sustained. He's played his last ball here, and I sure hate that, because he's such a wonderful young man, a great leader of this program, a great representative of Purdue University, and the things that he's poured into our program and university since I've been here. He will go down as one of the really, really enjoyable, great guys that I've had a chance to coach, and we'll be connected forever. And I know that this place means a whole lot to him.
And, Max Clare is an Ohio State Buckeye. When you got here, did you have a conversation with Max at all? Is there anything you recall? Did you want to stay, or how that went?
Yeah, I met with the team, first of all, when I got here. And there were some, it was limited numbers in the team meeting, and then I had a meeting after that team meeting with a group of guys that I think most of them at that point had already entered their name in the portal. I believe Max was in there. I don't know if he was in that meeting, but we had conversation, and I tried to keep them all. But there was, a certain point that they had already made up their mind, and I'm happy for him that he continues to find success. The window of being a college football player is so short. If guys decide that they're going to a different school, I wish them the best. Certainly would love to have a chance to coach everyone that I get a chance to coach, but everybody's got reasons for why they make decisions.
With Devin, was this something that happened at the end of the Rutgers game?
Yeah.
Was it ankle?
Yep.
Okay. And then I wanted to talk about James Shebus, because you've said before he's the best special teams coach in the country. Mike just said that when he was in here talking to us as well. You've been in college football for a long time now. What makes him stand out as a special teams coach?
I think he has strong belief in the fundamentals of every single detailed position, whether it's PAT field goal or it's frontline kickoff return. The drill work always shows up in game day reality. He also, I believe, has the ability to communicate with the team. He's an excellent motivator, and he's a great teacher. And guys want to play for him in the way that they see him pour into it, how important it is to him. He's also, I think, puts us in a position schematically to have advantages. He was a really good player years ago at wide receiver, and coaching stops have taken him a lot of places. He won a national championship when he was at Butler Community College as the head coach, and then he was in the SEC for a number of years. We had a chance to work together at Memphis, and then at UNLV, and every time that I had a chance to work with him, I saw the advantages that our special teams played with, and sure lucky to have him here, in my opinion, and thankful for the job that he does.
Shifting gears a little bit, but just what sort of relationships have you built with the other head coaches here, and how much did you prioritize that coming in? Was that something that you felt
at Purdue or in the conference?
At Purdue.
No, I think you look at the culture that is here, and it's set by Mike Babinski. Is that there's so much support. I mean, we had our Friday move the field script and run through and substitution review, and baseball was represented there. And you look at, we were at the hotel getting ready to go play, and Purdue volleyball was there. So those connections, you can lean on guys and gals that have been here, guys and staff members that understand what the tradition and what the culture of Purdue is, and I'm always trying to learn and always trying to add to when it's my turn. But also very thankful for that. And I think again, and I said it the day I got the job, and it's even stronger in my belief now that the alignment and the vision of our athletics director and what it takes to be successful, there's perfect alignment, and that doesn't just happen by chance. Mike's very direct about it, and he understands, and he gives us a platform to go be successful. So it takes a lot of work, but I'm thankful to be one of the head coaches here, and very, very thankful for the relationships that I've developed with a number of the sport coaches.
More questions for Coach Odom? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.